Hello and happy birthday to all of the wonderful Libras out there. Welcome to your October 2022 tarot card and astrology reading. Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Jane. I am so thrilled to have you here. For the October readings this month, I've done something just a little bit different. So I'm starting to include a new astrology portion to this reading. I feel like that could add so much more value to each and every one of you as you navigate and try to understand how all of this is going down. October is a huge month astrologically. We have a lot of the outer planets starting to move, and we are building up to an eclipse on the 25th. So there's just a lot to really think about and consider. So the timestamp for both the tarot portion and the astrology portion will be found in the description box down below. And this is one of the reasons why I've separated the big monthly video into 12 separate videos instead of just one big long video. And as always, if you are a subscriber, please be sure to log into your account at janeinternational.com, navigate to the blog page, and you'll see all the comprehensives that you've signed up for available there. All right, now with all that being said, let's get into it. Hello Libra, welcome to your October 2022 tarot card reading, and first and foremost, happy birthday. Truly, all September Libras and October Libras, I hope you guys just either have had or will have an amazing birthday, an amazing celebration, because of course you absolutely deserve it. All right, so let's go ahead and delve into this. So we start off with this card here, which is the card that signifies what the universe needs from you. So the Page of Cups is a really soft and subtle energy. It's a subtle approach. And pages for me are always a step-by-step kind of deal. It's never like an all or nothing thing. It's just, I think October is going to be challenging to digest. So it's best to just say, I'm going to take a bite and I'm going to process that. I'm going to go a little bit, process that. Just process a little bit at a time. You don't want to completely overload your system, and honor what's happening as it's happening. So if you come to and have a day where it's a little bit harder, especially as the sun makes its way into that opposition with Chiron, as it comes into that opposition, there may be some insecurities and doubts and fears that start to surface. So just feel the feeling, honor the feeling, honor the process, but also don't be afraid to release it in any way you need to, whether that's through crying or physical exercise or through talking and communicating or whatever the case may be. But just one day at a time. And it's going to be important to have those rose-colored glasses on as well, and to kind of expect the unexpected and to be able to really see the gifts in every situation. The people that are going to win right now are the people who can be more conscious and more in control of how they perceive. That's really the only thing in life that we actually have any control over, is our perception. Our perception and our habits and what we normally do, that's what we've got control over. Everything else, it's like, it's a crapshoot, So you might as well take control where you can have control with your perception. So finding the gift, finding the magic within a moment, even if it feels terrible. Chiron, for me, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I pay attention to Chiron energy, it gives me the worst case of imposter syndrome. And you guys, I can't even tell you, that's some of the reason why I deliver readings late, is because I will go through a period of 3 or 4 days at a time when Chiron is involved, and I will be like, I am the biggest fraud. I am such a phony. Why does anybody listen to me? And then I get over it and it's fine. But it's like that stuff surfaces, and I think we're all human beings and we all go through that. So don't feel like you're alone in that, because clearly you're carrying some kind of a weight or some kind of a load of something, particularly in the mind, which swords represent the mind and our thoughts. And that's a little too much for any one person to really deal with. Okay, so it's important to, you can think the things and you can feel the things, but to not dwell on them so much. Because in the environment, we have the Tower. And honestly, right, 23rd, Venus and Sun will enter Scorpio and Saturn goes direct 2 days before the new moon eclipse in Scorpio. It's going to be it is going to be a month that is just going to feel like it just keeps building. it's just going to be like this building and building and building. And this can be great, right? Because as a cardinal sign, there is a lot of initiation with things. But please do not get caught up in the idea of outcome or results right now. And I'm seeing that with the Ace of Coins reversed. Because if you're out there and you're doing something and expecting an immediate return, you're not going to get it, first of all. You're not going to get it. And it's going to stress you out if you are reliant upon that thing. Okay, it's kind of like, let's say you work in sales. Let's say you work in real estate, okay? You work in real estate and then you get a client, you get something in contract, okay? And then you stop working. And you're like, oh, well, that deal's going to close next month and it's going to be enough money for me, so I'm just not going to work. It's like, what? No. Don't do that this month. That's not a good idea. I would say, you know what? Good for you for closing that contract. But at the end of the day, you should go out and try to get like 5 more. Okay, because with Mars retrograde coming out, there are going to be things that fall off the table. And there are a lot of things that aren't reliable. So what I would do is work on getting a lot of things in the pipeline as much as you can going. And just kind of keep that ball rolling in terms of get it in the pipeline, get it in contract, get it. And then if things fall out, it's not really that big of a deal. And there's not a lot of dependence on stuff. Okay, right now, I think Libra is going through a purge of dependence. With the sun coming through the first house and eclipses and the nodes coming through the second house and the 8th house, honestly, there are huge notions of self-reliance. Self-reliance, being able to depend on yourself and not having to worry about the things that truly are not within your control, which often has to do with other people, right? You don't want to be in a position where you're like waiting for someone else to make the phone call or to do the work or to express how they feel. Like, this is Libra, first house, sun transit, right? This is Libra. Standing up and standing firm and declaring to others and to themselves especially what it is they want in this life and what it is they need from others and what it is that they are going after. And there's no apologies. And as much as I would like to sit and say, oh, well, Libra is being also diplomatic or whatever, but with this tower in the environment, I don't know that you are. I don't know that it's not that you're not concerned about how other people feel, but it comes to that point where you have to say, like, I'm on this path and I can't not be on this path. This is where I need to be now. This is where I need to go. This is my new life that I want to embrace. And you can come with me, but it's never really going to be about you right now. It has to be about me. And I love you and I care about you and I will support you on your path. And you can run parallel to me, but it's still mine. And I feel that there is this quality of ownership here. And when you take that ownership, things shift. And when you declare it out into the world, right? Mercury is going to be entering your sign on the 10th. So here's your opportunity to make declarations, to say things out loud, which is one of the most magical ways to create something, to say it out loud. You know, and you don't have to say it out loud to just everybody. I mean, like, you know, out loud to yourself. Say it out loud. Make those declarations and know that know that being results oriented is not ideal, and that right now it needs to be more about the integration of the new processes. You are now in a process of familiarizing yourself with your new life, and that is something that is happening incrementally, step by step, day by day, nothing more than that. October is going to pace you because Saturn is slowing way down. So you're automatically being paced. So you couldn't take this all in one chunk even if you wanted to. It has to be step by step. But the step by step is excellent for you because it's like let's say you're like in survival mode out in the wilderness, right? And you were dropped like in the middle of the wilderness, and you don't want to just like go anywhere because you don't know what kind of dangers are lurking. So here's like your home position, which is ultimately you, the seat of the soul. And then you kind of slowly explore a little bit out each day, and you go a little bit further past the boundary and a little further past the boundary. And as you are walking around this periphery, you are familiarizing yourself with your environment. You're familiarizing yourself with new frequencies, new people, new ways of communicating, new things that you're creating, new possibilities. And you keep going out and out and out and out. And pretty soon you're going to have a gigantic territory that you're familiar with and that you've become the master of. All right. So you're going to know where certain things are. You're going to know where fresh water is. You're going to know where the berries are, where to get the best bang for your buck, if you will. You're going to know where to do that. But right now you're still exploring. You're feeling your way through, kind of maybe even fumbling your way through in the dark a little bit. And because of that, how could you possibly expect to get this massive payout right away? Right? So it's not about the payout. And this is a kind of a feeling. I don't know that everyone's going to be super on board with this. We have the 7 of Wands, but I also don't see Libra making any justifications whatsoever about anything. I don't see you backtracking. I don't see you explaining. I don't see you, justifying or trying to get anyone else to see it your way. Because you've come to this acknowledgement, they don't have to see it my way. We don't have to be on the same page. And while we can be there for each other, as friends, as a couple, as family, as co-workers, as whatever, we can be there for each other, but I'm out for myself right now. Sun in the first house. It has to be that way. As the sun comes through the first and the second, you got to take care of yourself because you're also recreating an identity to some degree. You're leveling up. Sometimes the process of leveling up requires a lot of destruction along the way. It requires sacrifice. And as the sun came through Virgo in September, right, August and September, 12th house is all about loss and sacrifice. There has to be something given up during that time. Are you giving up time? Are you giving up money? Are you giving up a relationship? Are you giving up hope? Right? What is it that you're giving up? And then the sun comes into the first house and bam, here's the magician. And you get to start to say, okay, blank slate, fresh opportunity, fresh and squeaky clean. What are we going to do now? And look out. Like, people need to look out. If you're cross-watching for a Libra, I don't think the Libras are being super nice right now. And I don't think they have been super nice, which is odd because I know that Librans in general are at minimum diplomatic. But generally they are empathic and compassionate. They are kind. They are willing to listen. They're willing to dedicate time to you. But I don't think they are right now. And they may go a little bit cold. Now, why? Now, we have to also take note. Venus is in her ruling sign now. She's in Libra. Okay, so she's really powerful here. And Saturn is the planet that is actually exalted in Libra as well. So while he's not a ruler of Libra, he's not a ruler, but he is connected to Libra. And when he slows way, way, way down, I do believe that Librans, Capricorns, and Aquarians, all with connections with Saturn, are going to start going cold on people. You're not going to be available. You are going to be a little bit harsh. But the reason for that, I feel, I'm looking at this 6 of Wands. I'm not just talking, by the way. Sometimes I feel like I'm just talking, but I do get inspired by the cards. But when I look at this 6 of Wands, they know that they are going through a massive upgrade. And that they may kind of be perceived to be losing a battle right now. But this is the dark horse energy that Libra is so, I attribute to Libra so much. It's like you're the ones that no one expects to win, but you're always like at the front of the line when it really comes down to it. You're the least likely candidate in people's eyes, and that's why you always surprise people. You're always surprising people the way that you emerge out of this darkness, the way that you rebirth and transform yourself. You are always perceived as being like the most dependable, kind, amazing person, and to a degree you are. But when you are determined, you can go cold, right? You are the Queen of Swords after all, are you not? Right? I mean, you are. You are the Queen of Swords. So you have that ability to go real hard on things and to sever things real quick when you need to. And I think you will when Saturn slows down and stops basically near the end of the month. Right? As we build up to October 23rd. That's a big day. Keep that, write that down, October 23rd. And just a few days before Mars goes retrograde as well. Libra is turning around, right? Libra is turning their life around. They're completely reinventing. And I don't think that they can be bothered. They can't be bothered by things. They can't be bothered by the pettiness. They can't be bothered by the drama. Like they're going through their own tower moment. They can't handle yours. They can't handle your stuff too. They'll listen for like a minute, but they're probably going to give you some pretty tough love at the end of it and just be like, buck up, get over it, work harder, because that's what I'm doing. And you're not more special than me. That's another way that Libra can be a little bit harsh, is that they do have that keen awareness that they are equal with everybody, right? That we are all equal, which means no one can be in like a pity party, right? Nobody. Like if Libra can't, then you can't either, because the pity party's not serving anybody. And so I do sense this really tough love coming from Libra a lot. But the reason for that is because you are up-leveling yourself and you are taking yourself to Empress status, which this is a Libra card. It's got the Venus symbol on it. It's like Taurus and Libra here all in one. Like this is you at your finest. And I suspect that you have gotten really fed up with, right, Nine of Swords, you've gotten really fed up with the way that something went down, or that the way that something was going, you know, and or the way that something was allowed to keep going. You know, so when you get fed up, boom, there comes that, you know, hard and fast blade of the Queen of Swords and just like whoosh, cuts it off and says, all right, it's done. And once it's done, and you can't really ever go back. Now, I look at this Knight of Wands and we've got two Sagittarius cards here, which I do like the Sagittarius card, but I feel like this Knight of Wands is like ricocheting off of you. It's like, bing, you know, like it can't mesh with you. It can't mesh because it's at a, like, I don't know. I feel that the Libran energy right now, it's demanding a lot. Because it's demanding a lot for itself, it therefore in turn is demanding a lot from other people. And I'm wondering if this feels exhausting, like this reading. I'm wondering if like you Libra are like, oh my gosh, that sounds so exhausting, Jane. I don't even know that I can deal with that right now, because you're here. This is what I mean. Like you're going to have to process October one step at a time. Saturn slowing down, Mars slowing way, way, way down, because between October 1st, and October 25th, gosh, I'm so sorry. I'm messing this whole thing up. Hold on, let me reboot. Between October 1st and October 30th, okay, these like 30 days, Mars is only traveling 5 degrees. That's how slow Mars is going, all right? He barely is moving. Saturn is barely moving. Between October 1st and October 23rd, he's only moving a few minutes. So when we have Mars and Saturn moving really, really, really slow, you're not going to be able to just like rush through stuff. That's why you just pace yourself. It's just one day at a time. So you may start out here, but by the end of the month, you're going to be here, and you're not even going to really know how that's happening, but you will keep your nose in the grindstone and just freaking hash it out and work through it and get your hands dirty and just go and make stuff happen. You know, the first house, there's a lot of physical activity with the first house, meaning it's the house of the body. And when the sun comes in, there's all this vital life force energy that comes through. So we are going to want to move our body and use our body to accomplish stuff. So whether that's being at the office for longer hours or going out and making things happen or meeting people face to face. But Libra is like this, like on it. Even if you're tired, even if you're here, there's still this like dark force. Now remember, Pluto is going direct on the 8th. So right now, Pluto is basically not moving at all. And he's going to start moving forward. And that fourth house energy has really just like, it's kind of like comes up from behind us and just pushes us forward. So Pluto is really, really aiding you with all of this. And you're going to be moving forward and plowing through work and really getting yourself from point A to point Z fast, although it's going to feel slow. But by the end of the month, you're going to be here and you're going to look back and be like, whoa, that was a lot of stuff that I just went through. Geez, massive change. Yeah. With those eclipses, with Uranus involved, the next eclipse is on November 8th. So we've got the new moon eclipse on the 25th in Scorpio at 2 degrees. And then we have at 16 degrees, the full moon total eclipse in Taurus on November 8th. All right. So yes, Uranus is involved. Okay. Of course he is involved. We love that. Of course. So lovely. But he's radicalizing our lives. And one of the reasons why I think this Knight of Wands is like just ricocheting is because it's like someone coming in thinking that they can play the same old games with you and then realizing very quickly that you're not who you were and they can't pull the wool over your eyes in the way that they used to. And who the people you actually are going to integrate with is going to be this Queen of Coins, amazing, productive, faithful, passionate, patient people. You know, the people who are not patient, who don't know or understand the process of like slow release type of growth, those people are going to struggle big time with what's happening later on in October. It's not going to be pretty for some people. Plus in the US, we have a really weird election coming up too. It's going to be a crazy month for sure. Right in the middle of eclipse season. I don't know. It's going to be some weird stuff that goes down. All right, so let's go ahead and pull out the clarifiers for the comprehensive. So bear with me. I'm about to say a mouthful. So for those of you who are new to my channel, the cards I'm about to pull out are the cards we will cover in the comprehensive reading. You can go to the description box in the comment thread down below to see all the information on how to access that. You can just purchase a single one-off. That's fine. That's been the same for like years that I've been doing this. But I have also recently implemented a subscription platform so you can easily subscribe and you don't have to continually go through that payment process every single month. Did have some technical difficulties, but I think they're all straightened out now. But you can do that. And if you want to join my Soul Seekers group, please do. Back in September or this month in September rather, we did start implementing a more educational series to help you to interpret your own astrological chart so you can kind of go through that process of learning and growth and dig deeper into like why this life was your life kind of thing. So feel free to join that if you would like. All right. All that information is in the description box in the comment thread down below. We're certainly having a ton of fun there. That's for sure. All right. So let's go ahead and take a look. We've got the Page of Cups. Clarifying the Page of Cups, we've got beautiful Ace of Coins. Never any shortage of aces for Libra. Never, ever, ever. Always pulling out aces for you guys. 5 of Cups and another Page of Cups. Actually, let me pull out another one since that Page of Cups is a repeat. Oh, all right, well, Page of Wands, that's fine. At least it's an optimistic nature in the environment. 5 of Swords. Six of Cups reversed. Then we have the 3 of Wands. Now we're going to take a new deck. Okay, clearly that one. Beautiful 6 of Wands. Star reversed. And we have the 9 of Cups reversed. Okay, so that 9 of Swords, certainly not the most comfortable. 4 of Swords, beautiful. Love that for the Ace of Coins. 4 of Cups. And 7 of Cups. I feel that there is an air of mystery around your future right now, Libra. There's something brewing, kind of like getting the energy of like a witch's brew. There's something brewing. Your magic is brewing. And again, you won't see the effects of it in October, but likely as we make our way out of Scorpio season and into Sagittarius season, you will. Okay, well, we actually got 3 cards, the 9 of Wands, the Ace of Swords, and the 5 of Coins. Magical Libra. What did I say about going it alone? Exactly. Hermit mode, of course. Another 7 of Wands. Beautiful 10 of Cups. Oh, another Ace of Coins. My goodness. Justice. It's the Libra card, so we love that one. Beautiful Queen of Cups as well. You're just following your heart. 7 of Swords. You're just following your heart, Libra. 9 of Swords. And 8 of Coins. That's what I said. Just nose in the grindstone, right? You're just plowing forward. Ace of Wands reversed, 8 of Swords reversed, and the Lovers. Queen of Wands reversed. Like that one. Page of Coins reversed. Yeah, something slippery about that Knight of Wands. I'm not too thrilled about it. Okay, good. It's for your best interest that they leave. Another 6 of Cups reversed. Oh, beautiful 2 of Cups. We love that. I feel like new connections. Hold on. I'm going to pull out one more. Those were some interesting cards to get with the Queen of Coins. Magician reverse. Okay. This is where we're going to pick up in the comprehensive. All right. So we're going to go through all these cards. We usually talk another 25 to 30 minutes. So it's kind of like a whole second reading. You guys know I love and appreciate you so, so much. I truly wish that you have the most amazing month of October. Thank you so much. Talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye. Hello, Libra. Welcome to the astrology portion. Now, this is a new thing that I wanted to start incorporating into my readings because I feel that as much as I love doing the cards and I bring in a lot of the astrology, sometimes I think it helps to have a visual of what's happening. All right. So, because I always blurt everything out in those tarot readings and sometimes it's hard to like really grapple with what's really happening. So I decided to pull up this chart starting October 1st and we're going to talk a little bit. I don't want to spend too much time, but just a little bit familiarizing yourself with the situation at hand. All right. So we have this pulled up with Libra in the first house. Okay, this is your chart. So we're reading for Libra. So this is you here. And you can certainly watch for your sun, moon, or rising. So if you have your sun, moon, or rising in Libra, all these relationships can apply. All right. And they can speak to you in different ways. So as we begin, we have the sun in Libra and Venus in Libra as well. Now we love a Venus in Libra. This is your ruling planet. She does very well here. and she succeeds a lot. And here she is, being her beautiful, diplomatic, kind, aesthetic kind of self. This is going to be a fantastic time for you to focus on your appearance, to focus on how you present yourself, to focus on your aesthetic, and to focus on, finding beauty within your life and especially within yourself, and allowing your outside world to really mirror your inside world. And with the sun, now remember, the sun is in fall in Libra, because remember, the sun is exalted in Aries, rulership in Leo. So the opposite of Aries, its exaltation is Libra. So remember too, vernal equinox, right? Beginning of Libra season. The light starts to get shorter, the dark starts to get longer. So it's like the darkness starts to take over. And because the sun is the ruler of the day, this is one of the reasons why the sun is very weakened here and strengthened in Aries, because the light starts to get longer. See, makes sense, right? So here we have the sun in its fall position. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean that you can't tap into that beauty of the sun. It's just a little bit harder. I mean, if we look over here at the listings, we can see that the sun is in a very weakened position here at a -9. This is a really weak score. So when it comes to our ambitions, now we have felt strong ambitions all throughout summer, and especially in Leo season, things started really, really rolling, and we started implementing changes, and we started letting things go and releasing things, as we do with the 12th house activity in Virgo. We start letting things go and we start bringing in new things. But see, what happens when, and this isn't always, but especially now with Chiron over here in Aries, as the sun makes its way into that middle part of Libra, over the course of the first week of October, the sun is going to come into its opposition with Chiron. And a lot of doubt and a lot of insecurity can surface during this time. It can be a lot of emotion, and there can be a lot of questioning of like, well, why did I ever do this to my... Sorry, my little bells just slipped. Like, why did I ever do this to myself? Why did I ever allow myself to take this risk or this chance? But it's kind of like you reached a point of no return, so you can't go back, but moving forward is very uncomfortable. So you are going to have to switch gears and get your perspective on straight so that you can still remain anchored and tethered within yourself to continue having faith. And because Chiron is over in the 7th, there may also be, for those of you who are in certain partnerships or certain one-on-one relationships, you may find that it's a little bit of a struggle, to like balance out your needs and what you want and being there for someone else. Because I'm wondering if someone else might not be going through their own stuff. And you're like, well, I'm going through my stuff too. I want to be there for you, but I can't really, because I have to find a way to find strength and power within my activities. I have to find strength and power within my new mission that I've determined is right for me in my life. Things are starting to turn around, and I'm in this really weird spot where maybe I'm feeling a little disoriented or whatever. So I got to get my bearings straight. Okay, now remember too that we have just had that new moon in Libra on the 25th of September. And I did a whole thing on the moon in Libra. If you want to watch it, it's called New Moon Magic. And it talks a lot about manifestation for that new moon and why that particular new moon is so special every single year. It's not only this year, it's literally every single year. Okay, new moon in Libra is especially powerful and especially potent when it comes to manifestation. And I know that you're going to feel like the tides are turning. It's just an energetic thing. You're just going to pick up on the vibe. You're just going to pick up on the fact that your life is evolving. And as we build up to this wax, the moon is going to be waxing for the first couple of weeks, right? Waxing, we're building up to that full moon in Aries, which is happening on the 9th. And that's going to be happening to help us sort out the insecurities that Chiron may bring out. All right. and the doubts. And this is a time to say like, no, I can do it. I can, and I will soldier through. And because of this determination that is essential, it's a necessary determination to help you commit to what you've started. Weak people are going to flake out all over the place. Okay, I'm just going to tell you that right now. Weak people are going to flake out. And you've struggled a little bit in terms of creativity, right? With Saturn here, it offers a deepened concentration on creation, but it's also like there's a lot of struggle with that, or a lot of blockage with that, because maybe there are a lot of reasons as to why something hasn't really taken off. Right? Something hasn't taken off. Something hasn't propelled yet. Something hasn't grown yet. But now, Pluto and Saturn are both going direct. And I will tell you one thing, okay? Saturn goes direct on the 23rd. The 23rd, there are massive shifts happening in the sky on October 23rd. Saturn goes direct. Venus enters Scorpio, and the Sun enters into Scorpio as well. And on the 25th, which is just 2 days later, we have a new moon eclipse in Scorpio. All right, so the last part of October is really where my focus is, because that's going to be the time where everything starts to change, right? There's a true turnover. There's a true like you're going to have your grips on something, and it's because you can't not have your grips on something, because now Saturn is finishing out his transit in Aquarius, and as he starts going direct, this is the last time he's going to be in Aquarius for like another 28 years, right? So he's done his work here in Aquarius, and he'll be making his way into Pisces early next year. So between October and March, which is when Saturn enters into Pisces, Saturn is going to ensure that these new creations get to a point, right? They were meant to expand you. Right? That's Aquarius. They were meant to push the boundaries for you, to get out of your comfort zone, to create some kind of a revolutionary kind of thing in your life. And not only that, but Pluto is also going to be, he's not fully finishing out his transit until 2024, but once he goes direct, he is going to be entering into Aquarius for the first time in like 250 years. Okay, so it's been a very long time since Pluto has come into Aquarius. And so he's coming in, he's going to dip in 23, and then retrograde back into Capricorn in 23. And then in 2024, he's going to re-enter into Aquarius officially, where he'll be until 2044. So it's like a 20-year transit. It's a big transit for Pluto. So he's also kind of making his last leg through Capricorn. So like, it's so obvious to us that things are coming to an end. It's so obvious that things are coming to a close. And then a few days after the eclipse, October 30th, Mars goes retrograde over here in Gemini. And I actually love the Mars in Gemini for Libra with the 9th house, because when we say the word expansion, it is especially true and relevant for you, because the 9th house is what? The house of expansion. That's what we do here. So Mars is here to say, I need energy in this area. You have to have this vital life force in order to be able to do this. And as the sun moves through the first house and the second house, there's a lot of self-reliance, meaning you're putting a lot of responsibility on your own shoulders here and saying, I need to be the one that makes this happen. And as much as we would like to rely upon others and incorporate other people, we know that it's up to us and that no one else can live our lives for us. No one can live our lives. No one can do the work. No one can care about it as much as we can. All right? Or in the way that we can. And you don't want to depend on other people for that. We want to be able to sustain that within ourselves. And so there is a lot of self-reliance coming out and a lot of self-dependability. I'm not saying you can't utilize other people to help make your dreams happen. You absolutely can, whether it's in the form of, just your community or hiring employees or whatever, you can do that. But at the end of the day, it is 100% up to you. And I think Libra feels a sigh of relief with that. I think Libra feels like, not that everything is within their control, but at least if it doesn't work out or if it doesn't go well, at least you know it's because no one else let you down, right? At least you know it's because you have more to learn, and that's something you can manage, right? Ninth house, all about the learning. So you are learning now, and as these outer planets start to go direct, and even Jupiter is going to be making its way into Pisces again, right? It's in retrograde. So on the 28th, it's going to dip back into Pisces again, which is a sign of rulership. It's going to hit that 29th degree of Pisces and come very close to Neptune there. And it's going to continue to dissolve that old path, that old pattern, that old way of doing things. It's going to continue to dissolve that and really ensure that you can't go back. You know, it's like a purposeful burning of the bridge, because if you don't burn that bridge, you'll have a fallback. And if you have a fallback, you may have an excuse to not push forward. But right now, like, you don't want the excuses, Libra. You don't want the fallback. You don't want the safety net. You say, you know what, take that safety net away, because if I have that safety net, I know that I am not going to succeed in the way that I know I could succeed. So you're pushing yourself, you're challenging yourself in a way that I don't know that is a normal thing for you. I mean, I know that you're cardinal. I know you can be a risk taker. I know you're highly ambitious, and I know all of that. But I also don't know that you're usually this harsh with yourself in terms of setting your environment in such a way that it's impossible for you to revert backwards. Like, you're putting yourself in a position where going backwards is 100% not an option. And I think the intensity of this Uranus North Node conjunction, which is, right, we've had it through all of August and all of September now. So it's been 2 months now. We've got November, or like October, November, and December. So we have 3 more months of this. And this is a very extreme house. The eighth house, it's like do or die. This is the death of things. This is where real transformation happens. And with the North Node transiting through here, of course, it is about attaining a new destiny. It's about getting to that next notch on your destined path. So this is one of the reasons why you are being very kind of brutally harsh and real with yourself in terms of you wanting to achieve your potential, you wanting to attain those goals. You don't want to go backwards. You don't want to put yourself in a situation where you could not expand. And even the Mars retrograde, even though Mars retrograde is kind of an interesting transit, I actually like the agitation for Libra. I like the agitation for everybody. The agitation is good because it's like, well, it's uncomfortable and it's annoying for a lot of people, especially if you don't have your Mars in natal or your natal Mars in Gemini. It's a really kind of frustrating transit, but it gets you uncomfortable, and that discomfort is needed to push you because you know that you're not who you could be. You know, there was this quote, I posted it on my Instagram, and I feel that this is so fitting for September and October, which basically says true hell is when the you that you are meets the you that you could have been. And I feel that that's not an option for Libra right now, that Libra doesn't want to look in the mirror and see the person that they could have been. You want to be the person that you know you could be, right? And this is not like an anti-spiritual thing where you should all just be zen and content and we all should just be, happy with everything exactly the way it is. I mean, you can take that route, that's fine, but expansion is going to find its way to you, whether you want to expand in your conscious mind or whether you want to expand in your material realm or you want to expand with love and family and relationships. Like, I don't care which area this is for you. You're all going to have this activating different planets and different aspects in your chart, but the expansion is like undeniable. You are expanding with Mars in the ninth, and Mars retrograde is helping you, maybe annoying you, but it is helping you to do so. And yeah, there may be problems. Okay, yeah, so there are problems. Maybe it's not smooth. Maybe things break down. Maybe you lose a relationship here or there, and maybe things have to go by the wayside. And like, what can we expect? Nothing is permanent in this world. Nothing. We just went through 11th and 12th house stuff, and we have to lose stuff through Leo and Virgo season. There have to be sacrifices at that time. Whenever we go through 12th house transits, there are always sacrifices. We have to leave things in the rearview mirror. It's essential. And so we leave things for the sake of creating space to receive. That's what's going on. And I think October, it's going to be an intense month because like Saturn goes direct, Venus comes into Scorpio, Sun in Scorpio, new moon, solar eclipse, Jupiter re-entering into Pisces, Mercury comes into Scorpio, Mars retrograde. And then we have the full moon eclipse in Taurus with Uranus involved, right? With Uranus involved. That eclipse is happening, by the way, it's 16 degrees of Taurus in November. So another Uranus eclipse, here we go. We've had 2 of them so far. Like, there's no denying that this year, like when you look back at who you were in October of last year, how different are you now? Look at the way the stars carry you. I'm so passionate about this because it's like we're on these waves and we don't even know it. We can't even perceive it. We think we have all this control, and we have like this much control. And when you look back at the last eclipse, well, the last eclipse, which is the first set of eclipses in Taurus and Scorpio, which was October, November last year, look at who you are now. I know you're different. I know you're on a different path. I know you're on a different trajectory because that is what the North Node in the 8th house is going to do. It is going to completely deconstruct one path and start building another. And Mars in the 9th house is like, yep, let's go. Boom. And it starts to balloon out, and you start to kind of envelop and to encapsulate more and more and more opportunity for yourself. So this is such a beautiful month for you guys. I'm so excited. Also, happy birthday. I didn't say that. I'll say that at the beginning of the tarot reading, I'm sure. But honestly, like, this is such a beautiful October. And I really, really, really hope that whatever destruction happens, you take into account the necessity of it and be able to perceive it as something that is necessary for the sake of your ultimate success. Okay, Libra, I'm going to leave you with that. Thank you all so much. I hope you have an amazing month. And again, if you're, a member, please check out the website. Just log into your account, go to the blog page, and you'll see all the comprehensives there. So regardless of where you are, whether you've just purchased a single sign each month or you've purchased all 12 signs, or if you are a member of the Soul Seekers group, all the comprehensives will be there for you. All right. Thank you so much. Have a great month. Talk to you soon.